Hey guys, good morning. Welcome back to Buster's Corner. Let's see, microphone's on, desktop audio's on. It's 11/5/2022, 6:22 in the morning. Been up for a couple hours here already, working on a server, 4-hour server. We got about an hour and a half left. Kansas, you got a high line and a low line. Where are you? Last time we were here, Philip did the setup for the low line, and I worked on the setup for the high line. Everybody liked the low line, nobody liked the high line. So, and I'm in the server, everybody likes the high line. So I don't know what to tell you. Okay, let's make sure everything's working here. Let's go over what we got. Um, let's see, in this morning session, we've got Greg's on top. Those are qualifying. Aaron put up a setup up there he was running at 30.4 with, and everybody kind of snagged it, and I ran at 30.7 with it. That's not race time, but that was a qualifying set. Um, let's stop this. Let's go over here and I'll show you. So this is Buster's race 1.0. And let me see. This is the numbers I posted to the Discord of the 35 lap session I ran. 81 degrees. I think we'll see what we are. I think we're at 70 something now. It's going between 70. I've had a 72 and 81. I think is my highest. So, so after 36 laps, I got a 262 and 270. So that's showing me a little bit of a push. Condition, so not too loose, but I tell you what, after laps, I want to say high 25, past 25, maybe even a 30. I really had to be conscientious. I really had to think about my pedal input in 1 and 2. I could have spun it out if I just stomped on that gas pedal by easing into it. It was just fine. Actually, there was a point where I think it kind of got a little bit on the looser side, and then it kind of started to tighten up a little bit. So, but I would say, anything after 25, you really need to start thinking about your throttle input and not just jamming it down. Okay, so that's what those are. The setup are running. So look at those high tires we got on this left side. 35 to a 47. Pretty cool, huh? If you want to loosen this up a little bit, I'd go to the 48s over here and not so much drop these down. Uh, that's what I would do. Actually, I had the 48s up there, just dropped it down. Maybe try a 40. Well, see if it's loose on you or too free, drop this down even further to a 46. You can do that. 57.1 on my cross weight. You see we're running big springs, 46, 32, 3,000. These are almost maxed out right here. Huh, maybe we should go 46 on that. I don't know why I'm not at 46. I should be at 46. I don't know why I did that. Anywho, this is, you've heard the term coil binding. I'm giving this the term diffuser binding. And I don't know how many times I've heard it from Matt and other people. You want the big springs to keep the airflow constant and even as much as possible. To keep the diffuser even as much as possible. Brother Tom explains it as a vortex, if you will, that air going underneath there. If you think about your bathtub and you're draining water, and you get that little circle vortex thing going on, and it's just sucking the water down as fast as it possibly can. And you put your finger in that vortex, if you will, and you disrupt it. All right? Well, it's not flowing as fast as it used to be, and now it takes the time for the vortex to start again. So I believe what's happening when you run those softer springs, you've got that front end going up and down, or you got the car going up and down, and you're disrupting the vortex of air going underneath the car. You can also disrupt that vortex if you drop them back too low, where you hear the car scraping on the ground, and then in the corners it's scraping on the ground, and then straight away it comes back up again. You've disrupted the airflow going through there. You've put your finger in that vortex, and you've messed it up. It takes it a while to get that air back in there. That's the way Tom explained it, the vortex, if you will. So let's keep our finger out of the vortex. So this is what I'm calling diffuser binding, much like coil binding in the old cars, We're locking the frame down, keeping the vortex as smooth as possible, and we're building the car around that. And what I mean by that is we're playing with the bars. As tight as this car is all locked down, look at this front. I got 1.3 and a P2. The back, I'm on 1.3 and a P1. Um, that P1, if the car's too tight for you on exit, you can go to P2 on that. Uh, and up here, you can go to P2 or P1. You got room to play with. But I would run 15 laps, okay, and look at your tire wear. Look at the tires, 236 and a 243. So this tells me I'm a little bit on the loose side. Um, it's not by 10, so I think I'm okay. It's going to tighten up later. This is a small run I did. Um, how many laps was this? Well, that was 6. I don't know if that was 6 or not. We'll see here in a second. We'll see it. We'll look at this in a second here. Um, the higher left side pressure compared to this side, this cuts down on uh, stagger. The car being too high on the right side versus the left side. We know the right side has to come up. It's coming up by 10 right here. So if I ran 25 on the left, the split there is going to be so huge that it's going to give me a lot of stagger in the car. It's going to make the car loose. So that's why I got 35s on the left. I would, if you want more, I would go to a 48 on the right. But let's go back to what I was talking about. The preload right here. I'm at 57.1. If the car is too tight for you, boom, one click, I'm 56.8. Go try that. If it was too loose, there you go. One click, 57.4. You're not going to mess with my rears. And make sure this is a minimum of a negative. Keep that a minimum negative number right there. All right, so 57.1. So like I said, you can 56. There you go. Check the back. -2. You're playing a game there, ain't I? All right, leave that one right there. All right, or do the back one. I guess this is probably even easier, huh? All right, I'll go back to mine. I'll save that. Well, okay. I got to play with some shocks here this morning, and even last night, the other night, Tom and I were working on shocks. I'll tell you what's happened to me here, and I need to research this more. I got in that conversation with one of the Ryco builders about being lazy and setting all the shocks to 10, and everybody's go, oh, you can build around the 10s. It's not a big deal. You can build around it. Okay, that's fine. So I think what I did is I had this shock set up, and I built the car around what I had there. Because now I go back and try and move those around, and it really upsets the car. In the sense that I have to start changing other things around it to accommodate for the shock changes. So I left them there. You guys can play at those if you want to. All right. We got our notes. Buster's Corner, free to share. Buster Buddies contributors. There's our YouTube channel, Discord channel, Facebook. All right. Also on the YouTube channel now, there'll be a link down below if you want to contribute or donate money to server time, the money that we spend on server time, because the channel is not profitable at all. So we are starting to take donations through the YouTube channel, but not on the Discord. Okay. LIT, well, that should be a T right there, huh? Adjust front preload to fit your driving. Front. This actually should be a slash. Rear preloads to fit your driving for 30 laps, and adjust to keep the right side mid temps as close as you can. Mid temps as close as you can. A little hotter in front. Who wrote this? Is best 10 degree. Within 10 degrees. Is there 2 T's in hotter? Whoops. I think so. Oh, save as. Save as. Overwrite that. Escape change that. Okay. Let's go run a few laps. Oh, everybody's disconnected. How come? Is there a race going on at 6:30? I think so, huh? What's over here in Discord? Oops, wrong channel. Okay, that's just Greg talking to me. That's top secret. Okay. Anybody still on the track? Aaron's here and Wes Dobbs is here. All right, let's go run a couple laps. Get my coffee in me. So the car is going to start out tight on you. Why? Because it gets loose as a goose later on. When the tires get hot and slippery, you start slipping and sliding all over the place. Is that what they say on Days of Thunder? Your tires get hot and they get greasy and start slipping and sliding all over the place. So this is a low line set. Even actually runs pretty good up the middle. Alright, so I'm pretty much letting off the throttle all the way here. Let it come down to the bottom. Rotate, then ease into it until you feel the apex. You got to feel the apex right there. If you go slamming that car in there, hot. Same here. I'm off the throttle all the way. Get to the top of the apex. Right? Get to the key, as they say in basketball. Let it rotate right about in the middle. You get back on it. If you get on too soon, you're going to push out to the wall. Let it rotate through, get to the key. Let it go out to the wall. See, that's probably on there a little too soon right there. Dump the throttle. Wait for the apex. There I was on a little bit. There I was on a little bit sooner. As the run goes on, the car's going to free up for you. So, and the tires will come in. So about lap 3 to lap 5 is when you're going to get your fastest time here running solo. We're just going to do 5 laps here. Bottom right hand corner on my screen shows you my lap times. .31 zeros. Dump the throttle. This thing's got good on throttle response as far as turning left. And there it still feels tight to me. And actually, you know what? Let me take that back. So I did this in, what was it, 87? I forget what it was, 81? And we're at 76. So, see what I did right there? That's 5 degrees difference at least. I have to go back and look at the temperature again. So that's why this car is feeling tight on this track. That's why it's feeling tight. Dummy. Yeah, big dummy. One more lap. And we're going to make an adjustment for this track. Yeah, she's too tight. Last lap, they're going to make an adjustment here for this track. Maybe behind me, somebody is. Okay. Let's go look at the analyzer real quick. Let me get rid of everything except for what we just ran. Okay. It's 5 laps, tires, 246 or 242. So, see, this is still a little tight. This could be, you want this within 10, of course, but this can definitely come out a little bit more. That was 5 laps. Yeah, the tires look really good. 98 left front. Wow. Why? How are you eating up a left front tire, Bob? Well, that's from that diffuser binding. Cool, huh? Okay, but like I said, it's too loose here. So we're at 57.1. Let's take this down to a negative. Let's go minus 14. Puts it at 56.9. I see these actually. I like this better. I like these at lower numbers. It helps those front tires wear better. So 56.6 minus 14 minus 17. That's what else. Diff preload. I'll probably never use diff preload again for the rest of my life, um, unless it's I don't know. Maybe the big tracks, but I think it's short tracks. I think the diff preload. I want that thing to rotate in the back. Let it rotate in the back, and it's self-locking on the straightaway. I just think it helps your rotation so much better instead of having to do other stuff. Remember, springs don't affect cross weight. They're just there for ride height. And even Matt Holden will tell you that. It's over and over again. Does not affect direct cross weight because we have independent suspension on all four corners. We don't have a locked rear end anymore. So, and I'm tempted to drive it back to 46. I don't know why it's not there. Let's go on a couple laps here real quick. We just loosened it up a little bit. Five laps. Had a good time at Phoenix last week on a live race I did on Monday night. A couple guys in there chatting with me in the chat window. That was fun. That was funny because the setup I had was working really good. Came from the back a couple of times, so I had issues of various kinds, but I always have issues. My wife says that too. You got issues. Anywho, so during the race, you saw it was too tight, so I loosened it up on the pit stops. All right. And when I came out, I adjusted the setup, and I loosened it up, and I posted it. Well, I think I said it was too tight or too loose. I don't know. It was still a mess. Nobody could drive it. I really think one of the problems we have here with Buster Buddies, we have a lot of guys that like to run the super speedways, and they're good at it. But then you get guys that say, I'm no good at mile and a half. Well, I believe 90% of the tracks for NASCAR are mile and a half tracks. So if you're not good at a mile and a half track, you need more practice on mile and a half tracks and get off the super speedways. Okay, so here she's definitely freer right through there. I can definitely feel that it's looser. Come on, baby. Come on, rotate, rotate. See, and you notice it's all fine when you're all by yourself, but if you have a car up there, notice I'm not crossing over into that white zone. I don't do that when I'm testing cars. I'll do that when I'm racing. But in order to keep the stats the same, or the Petri dish as close to even as possible, I don't go in there yet. 2 more laps. Yeah, it's got good rotation right there. You'd have to run this though the full 35 laps to see how it affects the long run, but we'll get an idea here. This is our 5th lap. Right here, I'd like to have more right here, but I don't think I can get it. Anybody around me? Nope, we can stop on the track. Okay, let's go see what that did. Stop. That really was not faster, was it? See, even if you loosen it up, so the car's got more side, it's car's going sideways more so than forward. But I mean, those are really close. Except for this one, I didn't care for that one. So I did not care for those changes, loosening it up like we did. And I don't like the front. The front end didn't feel good to me. So let's go back here. I want to go to here. 1809. Why did I get off of that? Let's do that and that. Let's put this back where we had it. 57.2. I'm gonna go there. All right, let's move that over. Let's give that over. And then this gear. This gear is being 994. I know in previous testing, but I didn't do anything with it. All right, 57 point. Let's try that. 50 right there. All right, let's go see what happens. 5 more laps, guys, then we'll be done. Come on! See, when you're admin, you can clear the black flags. Most of you guys are on my buddies list are admins when I open up these servers. At least I tag anybody that I've seen race recently on my friends list. So if you want to be an admin on the servers I do, you gotta be on my friends list. Alright, let's see what happens this time. So we're increasing that right rear spring. We're going to try and keep that right rear ride height the same throughout the run. Which means it shouldn't dip down as much right here. Which actually should make it tighter because the right rear is not going to dip as much in that corner. Woo! I don't see a big change in the lap times. I wait a little bit longer right there to get on the throttle. And you may have to up there in 3 and 4. It's way low because you want to get on it. You see I got a big open turn right here to get up on it. But actually you don't. That wall comes back in pretty quick. So you gotta wait on it, let the front end settle. Ease into it, ease into it. Watch your apex, and then you're back on it. Now you will be backing up that corner quite a bit though. More so than 1 and 2. One and two though, you get on here too soon, late in the run, and that's when the rear end wants to come around. But late in the run, you really got to back up this turner right here. in order to get down in. All right, last lap. I got a guy behind me. Wes is on the track, so let's pull over. I would practice green flag pit stops. Okay, stop. Not better. Not better. All right. Not better. Garage tells us 235, 241. So it's 6. But it's going to get looser in the run, so I wouldn't mess with that too much. Tires are all pretty even for 5 laps. Actually, we didn't eat that one up as much as we did last time either. All right, I'm not going to save anything here. But actually, I will do, let me do this though. I do want this gear to change to that one right there. Save as 1.1. That's just a gear change on 1.1 is all it is. So, all right, let you guys play with this. So, the toe in, I got the left front towed out to help corner entry, and the right side kind of even. You can play with those if you'd like to. And -5, that puts a little heat in the left front tire. It's no big deal, but it should help us on corner entry, right? I did not skew the back of this car. After talking to Tom about it some more, I don't think we need to. I don't think we need to. So the idea was that people were trying to skew the car to keep the airflow central underneath the bottom of the car as you rotate through the corner. The car's turning. That's the way they're skewing it. They're doing a plus and a minus, so they're trying to skew the back of the car towards the wall, trying to get it to come around. That will loosen you up, and that's true. So if you want to loosen this car up more, you could go in here and do, let me see, which one is it? A plus and a minus here, and that'll loosen the back of that car up. We don't have that problem at this track as far as the back being loose because the tires get so hot. So it's kind of, to me, it just seems redundant to skew the back of this car at this particular track. Yeah. But if you want to free up the back lid, if the car's too tight, that's one way to do it. You could skew that just a little bit to free up the back of that car on rotation. Should be mid-corner off, I believe. This should be corner mid and off, and this should be entrance to mid on the front. And you could even do, you know, a +1 on the right front. Okay, that's up to you. Cambers, hardly anything on the right front. It's all coming off of that left front. That's part of the whole lock down the car.
You're here with Casey Douglas.
Hold on. Game 5, I'm doing video. That's Brother Bill talking. Okay, I wanted to show you real quick. I wanted to go to, this is the 35, 36 lap run I did that I shared earlier. And I'm just going to go just a little bit. So in the corner, lap 3, look to my far right, I got 0.88. All right. Negative. Now, something real quick here I'll show you. I'll do left rear. The left rear ride height on this is now determined by, Brother Tom gave this to me. And let me see if I still have the math. And he's going to put this in his new book. This is determined by The math on this is left front minus parentheses right front minus right rear parentheses gives you the left rear right height. Like Tom explained it to me, if you take a sheet of plywood or a sheet of steel and you can determine that corner by what the other three corners are. It did change my right height, I think, by about 0.04. So it's more accurate. Anywho, keep going. So watch this. So my right height here, and I got 93 on the left, 86 on the right. That's what's making you tight. All right, because we're over on the right-hand side of this car. Now, let's go back. Let's go down to the last one. 115, 109, 0.04, 150. So I'm still, I mean, this might not be a good spot. Let's take a look. You do it again. No, it is. Okay. So I'm still a little tight right here on my heights. Let's go back up here again. Where was that? All right. But actually, it's pretty close to the same. I'm minus 90 right there on my rake. And I'm minus 62 on my rake right there. So that's where the car's getting loose, is the rake's coming up. All right. But that's lap 36. So I'm okay with that because I'm pitting anyway. 35. Minus 85. All right. So I'm okay with what I'm seeing right there. If you don't like this, you could, and that's by adjusting that the cross weight and loosen it up. That's going to fix that for you if that's what you want to do. All right. Let me take a quick look at the histogram. Every time I try to get this closer, the car got worse. So it is what it is. Tire temps. Okay, let's go to our last lap. All right, and we'll go look at the right front. Right there. See that one right there? Coming up out of 2. And that's going to be a high 280, 290 temperature. What's up here in front of me? 291, 288, 206. All right. You almost want to flatten that tire out some more, don't you? Who else is getting hot? The right front and the right rear. No, right rear is fine. Right rear don't have any problems. Left rear, right front. The only tire is that right front. And looking at that numbers right there, I might go out and lower that camber some more and see if I can get that 291 back over to here. Carcass 251, 240, 223. See, that's pretty close right there. That's pretty close right there. All right. I think that's all we got here. Let's see. Anything else to show you guys? I think we showed you everything. Like I said, this was my run we just looked at right there. And like I say, it starts off tight. This like kind of stays tight to get that 35 laps in. All right. This was 81. Oh, and we were at 76. So that's off by 4 degrees. All right, no big deal. All right, guys, that's all we got here for Buster's Corner. Like I say, we do appreciate the donations. There'll be a link down at the bottom of the page in the description somewhere if you want to throw a buck in the kitty. It's always appreciated. All right, guys, happy race day.